Join us now for Education Matters, a weekly look at the real people and real stories in education across North Carolina.
Welcome to Education Matters, presented by the Public School Forum of North Carolina. I'm Keith Poston. This week we have some terrific guests. First up, we're going to talk to the State Board of Education Chair, Bill Kobe, about a variety of topics, including proposals in the Senate and the House budgets that affect the State Board. Then in the second segment, we're going to focus in on charter schools with the head of the state's Charter School Advisory Board and the founding director of one of the area's growing charter schools. Before we tackle our main topics, we open with our Edlines, a quick scan of education headlines across North Carolina and the U.S. The North Carolina House released its budget this week, and there's some key differences from the Senate. Most state employees would get a $1,000 raise under the House budget, with increases for teachers ranging from 1% to 6%. All teachers would receive some increase. The Senate budget proposed an average 3.7% increase, with no increases for beginning teachers or for the state's most veteran teachers. The House budget maintains funding for Governor's School, the summer program for gifted students that would be defunded by the Senate. The House budget increases preschool funding to eliminate the current wait list of almost 5,000 families, while the Senate would increase the budget but leave about 2,300 children on the waiting list. Like the Senate, the House budget contains no specific funding for specialty teachers like art, music, and PE that may be affected by mandated class size reductions. If you watched last week's show, you know about the now infamous 3 a.m. Senate budget amendment. The House budget proposes reversing most of the cuts that targeted eastern North Carolina counties represented by Democrats. They propose restoring the $300,000 cut to the Eastern North Carolina STEM program and making 2 early college high schools in Northampton and Washington counties eligible for extra money. Those 2 schools are in Senator Erica Smith Ingram's district, who's shown here, have been cut by the amendment. The Senate also called for taking money out of Democrats' districts that teacher assistants use to help get teaching licenses and shifted the funding to Republican districts. The House budget proposal eliminates funding for that program altogether. One place the House and the Senate are in lockstep agreement is increasing funding for private school vouchers. This comes the week after Education Secretary Betsy DeVos released her first budget that proposes massive expansion of federal investment promoting vouchers for private and religious schools. This year's state budget allocated $34.8 million for the vouchers called Opportunity Scholarships here. Both the House and the Senate add $10 million more in 2017-2018 and another $10 million in 2018-2019. There is a key difference in that the House would require voucher students to take the Iowa test of basic skills to measure their academic progress. It also includes nearly $1 million over 2 years to hire an independent research group to evaluate the recipient's academic outcomes. Voucher programs like that one in North Carolina have been criticized for lack of accountability and transparency. Now remember, you can visit the Public School Forum's website at ncforum.org, click Education Matters, and read more about each of these headlines as well as other topics we covered this week.